All right, we are diving into a crime story today that is so unbelievably weird, it honestly sounds like it's made up. We're talking about a violent fugitive, a psychic scam targeting the victim's own parents, and a crazy dramatic handover on a bridge between two countries. Let's get right into it.
I mean, you read a line like that and it stops you in your tracks, right? It's the kind of cruel, unbelievable twist you'd expect to see in a movie, not something that happens in the real world. This one sentence, this is the absolute heart of the wild story we're about to unpack.
The sheer audacity here is just staggering. Seriously, try to imagine this for a second. You are a fugitive on the run for a violent crime, and your brilliant plan to lay low? You decide to convince the grieving parents of your own victim that you can psychically talk to their missing child. I mean, she wasn't just hiding, she was hiding in plain sight, literally preying on their worst nightmare for her own benefit. So yeah, this whole psychic act? It was all just a cover, a really elaborate and cruel one. But what was the secret she was hiding? To really get that, to understand the crime that sparked this whole bizarre deception, we have to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so let's wind the clock back. We're going back to the horrific act in Mexico that set this entire, insane, international manhunt in motion. Because this wasn't just some scam artist conning people. Oh no, it started with something far, far worse. That psychic scam was just a smokescreen, a total misdirection. The real reason she was wanted, the crime she was actually running from, was aggravated kidnapping down in Mexico. And that's not just a simple charge, it's a crime that involves serious violence, making it one of the most severe felonies on the books. In this is the moment her life as a fugitive began. Right after committing the crime, she didn't just flee the scene, she fled her entire life. She bolted, ran straight across the border, and hoped she could just disappear forever and never have to face the consequences. So that leads to the big question, right? How in the world does a wanted fugitive from Mexico end up running a psychic shop in Philadelphia, of all places? Let's trace the path of her escape and track the long arm of the law that followed her all the way across the border. So this timeline really lays out her whole multi-year journey as a fugitive. First, she commits the crime in Mexico. Then she illegally crosses into the US to hide. She sets up this whole new false life for herself in Philadelphia. But you know, justice has a long memory, and after a big investigation, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, finally tracked her down and took her into custody. Okay, so she's caught. Great. But now you've got this huge legal puzzle. She committed her crime in Mexico, but she was captured in the United States. You can't just put her on a plane and send her back. It creates this major problem. How do you legally transfer a fugitive from one sovereign country to another so they can face trial? How does that actually work? Well, the answer lies in one powerful legal concept: extradition. This is the official, formal process that makes sure criminals can't just skip town and escape justice by running across a border. So what is extradition, really? Think of it like a formal legal handshake between two countries. It's both a legal and a diplomatic agreement. In this case, it's the United States formally handing over the fugitive to Mexico so she can finally stand trial for the crimes she committed there. It's basically the legal bridge that connects two totally different justice systems. So how does this handover actually happen? It's not just a simple drop-off. It's this incredibly choreographed, almost cinematic, four-step process. First, US Marshals get her to the border. Second, and get this, they shut down the entire international bridge for security. No cars, no people, nothing. Third, she is walked to the precise midpoint of that bridge. And finally, that's where the Mexican officials are waiting for the formal handover to take place.
Just think about how symbolic that moment is. On a bridge that connects two whole nations, all the traffic is stopped. It's dead quiet. And in that neutral space, justice itself is literally transferred from one country to another. It's a really precise and powerful display of international cooperation, and it's all designed to prevent any possible chance of escape.
So after this absolutely wild journey, from a kidnapping in Mexico to a psychic scam in Philadelphia, all the way to a dramatic handover on a bridge, what does it all really mean? What's the big lesson here? You know, sometimes the most shocking stories are the best teachers. This case, as bizarre as it is a perfect real-world example of why international cooperation is so incredibly important. The whole process of extradition is a powerful guarantee that borders don't get to be shields for criminals. It basically ensures that justice has a very, very long reach. And that really leaves us with one final thought to chew on. In a world that is more connected than ever, a story like this proves that justice can cross oceans and continents. And it really makes you wonder, In the future, just how far should the arm of justice be able to reach?